Welcome back, everyone. Stone has sent me another beer. This time we're looking at their latest release, one of their new releases. There's actually a newer one than this, but this is Neverending Haze IPA. It's their 4% hazy IPA. They don't really advertise it as a low-calorie beer, but it kind of fits within this whole new low-calorie IPA trend. I know Oster Blues has one, Firestone Walker's got one. Deschutes has a lager. They're going like around that 4% mark, trying to hit about 100 calories. And so I'm not sure if Stone, they gave me a cheat sheet here. I don't have calories on here that I saw, but anyway, I assume it's probably around 100 calories. Got it poured out, very opaque. Darker orange color, bright white head. Let's get the nose on it. Very hop forward. A lot of orange, some like sort of spicy dankness to it. Maybe a little pineapple. There's definitely some tropical fruits in there. Sweeter orange, maybe a touch of bitter orange. Yeah, it's going with like a little bit of a mango along with that pineapple. But let's give it a try. Cheers. So you got hops, then you get the malt, and then a very dry finish. And one thing I'm wondering on these beers is if they're all using like the amylase to get really dry. Because the drier the beer, even at 4%, then the less residual sugars, and the less calories. So to me, it tastes pretty dry. It kind of reminds me of the finish of some of those other low-cal beers that I just mentioned on the finish. So it doesn't linger around a lot. It's definitely within the hazy IPA style. It's maybe got a touch more bitterness up front, but doesn't linger around a whole lot. Flavor-wise, yeah, the orange tends to dominate. It's Citra and Mosaic hops. So Citra a little more prominent, I'd say. Mosaic adding a little bit of like a blueberry note. But it's also got maybe like underripe pineapple, ripe to slightly underripe papaya. So halfway through you get some of the malt. It does have a bready, kind of crackery character to it. There's some obvious wheat character on it. So it kind of goes mostly hops. But there's that like dry malt aspect, I guess it's on the finish, but then there's that a little more like sweeter, biscuity kind of thing going on, kind of mid-palate with the hops. Yeah, it's weird because a lot of these hazy IPAs, maybe not necessarily one Stone makes, but they have a lot of lingering hop character and a lot of lingering malt sweetness because they're much higher gravity finishing beers and they tend to be a lot sweeter. So this is definitely different. This is, I don't want to say it goes quite as dry as brewed IPA does, but it's sort of, yeah, it kind of has this very New England hazy IPA aspect to it, and then there's definitely a West Coast touch to it in terms of like bitterness for the amount of beer, the alcohol content of the beer, and then a very dry finish, which is definitely West Coast style down into like brute IPA dryness. So it's got a lot of those IPA aspects going from more recent years. The can's got I think like about a month of age, so I'm not picking up any like hop burn or any of that kind of character. You can get some beers really fresh. So yeah, it's a nice beer. I've been debating what I think about these 4%, around 4% kind of low-cal IPAs, and what is it really an IPA? That's a whole different talk that we can get into in another video, but I'm enjoying them so far, especially if they're around 100 calories. I think that's definitely healthier for me personally to drink during the week compared to some of the other beers. So they sent me a few cans of this. I've been enjoying it, and yeah, it's got a pretty good hop punch to it for such a small beer, and it definitely fits a lot of the modern flavor profile people are looking for. So yeah, I'd recommend this if you're looking for a 4%, low calorie IPA option, especially one that you're going to find, most parts of the country. And it's kind of weird to see that this kind of style comes back up after years ago, like 2011, we were begging Greg Cook to make a session IPA, and then they finally did with Go-To, and then Go-To is part of that generation that the style just never really caught on. So I'm curious to see now that they're kind of rebranding these session IPAs as, well, not necessarily in Stone's case, but some of the other ones as low-calorie IPA. So it's still session IPA. I don't know. Really, just call this like an American bitter, really, if you want. But anyway, yeah, we'll see how it goes with that. But yeah, I'm enjoying this beer. Yeah, I'd recommend it. Till next time, cheers.